Welcome to this video. What we're going to do now is focus our attention on becoming an asset owner. So when we're talking about becoming an asset owner, what exactly do we mean by this? Well, for a lot of you, you are working a job, getting paid, and then you're in this cycle, right? So I've experienced this myself quite a bit. I'm still in that cycle, I would say, but I'm learning some of these tips and tricks that have been helping me to become an asset owner. When it comes to making money, there's not just one way, and that's what we're gonna go over here. And I just want to focus your attention and really give you some ideas as to how you can not only make money, but how to grow your money and how it will relate to your cryptocurrency investment journey as well. The first thing we have to answer is why invest? Before you get into investing, whether it be stocks, mutual funds, whether you're buying real estate, you have to understand why you're doing it. For a lot of us, this is going to depend on the outcome that you're looking to get, but ultimately you're looking to get an income. So that's going to be number one. You are investing because you want to make more dollars, right? You want to make more money. And why do you want to make more money? Well, it's going to be human nature because you want to get more food. So when you get older, you also want food, water, you want shelter. So I want you to make a list of why you want to make money. Ultimately, it's because you want an income, right? When you're investing, you want to have more money down the road because you don't want to feel like you're working all the time. It's not even about having a lot of money. It's about not having to work, not having to worry about the money. I'm sure a lot of you have had times where you have to check your bank account every time before you purchase something. That's what we're trying to avoid. That's what we're working on here. You're working on financial freedom in a sense, right? So think about this one. Why are you investing? Why invest? And for a lot of us, it's just gonna be so that we don't have to worry about money. You don't wanna worry about the food, the gas. That's what makes this course so good, is because you're gonna learn how to make passive income. So while you're sleeping, you can pay for that gas. You know, it's not about the now, it's about the 3, 4, 5 years from now. For me personally, I feel a lot better when I have a bit of money left over, so I don't have to worry about gas, paying rent, paying for my video production business. Another thing is going to be depending on where you are in your life. So for me, I don't have kids, I don't have a wife, I don't have things like that. Especially if you are a business owner, which I highly recommend. I do video production. So for me, it was all about making money in order to support my business. That's where I started investing. But now it's more about, hey, I don't want to have to rely on my parents. I don't want to have to rely on another person, okay? So you want to be able to take control in a sense. Right now, let's go over the money-making methods. For 95% of the people out there, this is what they think in terms of making money. It's going to be a job. So that's going to be income. And how do you make income? So it's going to be your time, but actually what it really is going to be the time and value that you add to somebody else or another business. So really it's the value. So this is going to be a good tip as well. When you're thinking about making money, the reason a job pays money is not because you're just spending time there. If you just showed up at work and did nothing, you're going to get fired. But if you add value at your work, you're going to get paid for it. If you add 10 times more value at your work, you could get paid 10 times more. Think about this course itself. I add as much value as I can for $10, and that's what I will be rewarded for. All of this is very important to go over before investing, because you're going to understand not only where money comes from, but also different ways you can get it. And I think it's going to help you out quite a bit. So again, a job, that's what 95% of people do. But really there's 3 main streams that you can do. 2 of which I think are most important, because with the job, you're gonna be taxed for your job and you're gonna spend a lot of time. So if we grab the red marker here, your time is very valuable. Okay, so somebody's going to pay you for your time and for the value that you bring, which the value is your time for the most part as well. So how do you eliminate time and make money as well? Well, that's gonna be the second one. That's gonna be owning businesses or assets. Instead of being an employee, you can own assets, okay? So what kind of assets can this be? This could be real estate, like a home. Let's just put homes, so people pay rent. So you can imagine that you own a big apartment complex and you have 100 units, and every single one of those units, you cash flow a little bit of money. So when they pay $1,500 a month, you can keep $200-300. And if you have 100 people in there, that equates to a lot of dollars, as you can see. So that's gonna be one way you can own an asset. You don't have to spend your time and you can earn a lot of money, okay? And then you also have, for example, in this course, Bitcoin. You could own some BTC or Ethereum, okay? So you're probably thinking, how can I actually make money with Bitcoin and Ethereum? Well, the asset itself, it can go up in value. This is due to inflation. As you may know, there's a lot of money printing going on right now. So the more the Fed prints money, the less valuable the money is. And as a result, the price of products go up, like food, water, gas, everything goes up. So when you own Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they are a fixed supply, meaning there's only gonna be so many Bitcoin, 21 million. We're gonna go over all this and more later. Okay, so we have Bitcoin and Ethereum, two of the most popular cryptocurrencies, which we're gonna discuss and talk about how they work, how they came about later on in the course as well. So when I own Bitcoin, what are some things I can do with it? What you can do with that asset is you could also lend it out to people and you could charge them interest. So for example, if you own one Bitcoin, let's say Bitcoin is at $100,000. You lend that Bitcoin out, you will earn, let's say, 8%. So if one Bitcoin is $100,000 and you own a Bitcoin, you will get $8,000 just for owning that asset every year. And then you can begin to compound the money after. Okay, so that's very powerful. Also, when it comes to Ethereum, you can do the same thing. There are different platforms. We're gonna show you exactly how you can buy and own Bitcoin and Ethereum and how you can lend, borrow against it. You can do different things with it. That's what this course is all about. How can you own assets and be paid for it? So instead of just wasting all of your time, you can begin to build this, especially if you're under 30, you will be able to build wealth well into your 50s, 60s, and 70s. The goal for this video is not to dive into why Bitcoin or Ethereum is so valuable. It's just to mention that owning the asset, you can begin to make money with it. That's all I wanted to explain. Later on in the course, we're gonna go over what is proof of work, what is proof of stake, especially when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum, because when you understand the differences between the two, you can understand how to leverage those assets and you can get a better understanding of why you should own them. Okay, so number 3 is going to be to use money. So you have, for example, $1,000. How can you use money? Well, money is a great tool because it's a vector for transmitting wealth. Meaning, if you have $1,000, you could buy a TV that's worth $1,000 or 2 of them, and then you could flip those TVs. Another thing that you can do with the money, especially if you have a lot of money, is you can earn yield on it. So what's really important about money is understanding that over time, when you build to a bigger basket, then you could leverage that bigger basket to make much more money. So now if you took $1 million and you're earning just 2%, you're gonna earn $20,000 doing nothing with basically no risk. If you're investing into the S&P 500, for example, or you're buying Bitcoin, you should be able to get much greater returns than 2% if you're holding it for a year. Owning assets and having a lot of money, you can then leverage that to make much more money. You could earn in a year doing nothing the most people working their tails off that don't have any money. And that's the reason why. It's not just about working hard to make money, it's also understanding how to grow assets, how to own things, and become an owner. Okay, so that's all I wanted to go over. I want to keep this very simple. If you can, please write this down. Maybe set some goals. If you are working on saving your first $100, that's great. If you're working on saving your first $10,000, wonderful. Everybody's at different stages. The goal of this video is just to get you thinking about different streams of income, to show you how you can leverage assets and how it's going to relate into cryptocurrencies. So that's what we're going to talk about in other videos. So we'll see you in the next one.